You would recall that I had this coin collecting game working, so I am collecting these coins. If you look in the bottom right corner, you'll see the coin count goes up. I have 3 coins. I've won the game in theory, but nothing much has happened. So the point of this video is to make something happen. What we're going to do, what I think would be kind of fun to do, would be as soon as you've collected the last coin, suddenly we spawn many coins in a big sort of fountain of coins. Fun times. So there's quite a bit to making that happen. Let's go through it. Now the thing is, we are already set up to do this. We have an if coin count equals 3, and this is where we're going to put some code. We need to set the scene up here now to do something. Now we're going to instantiate a whole bunch of things, which means we need to make them as prefabs. So I'm going to start by making, I'm not going to use these coins, I'm going to use something which looks very like them but is slightly different. So I'm going to make a sphere, and I'm going to call it display coin. I don't know, where do I come up with these great names? Display coin is going to go right there. I could even add a material to it, couldn't I? So if I go into assets and make a material, create a material and make it a slightly different color. How about coin color, goldy kind of color, sweet, and drag, or I should rename it, shouldn't I? Gold coin color. Yeah, drag that onto my display coin. So now that's my yellow coin. Right, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to firstly give it a rigid body. I think would be more fun, because if physics objects are always kind of fun. So let's give it a rigid body. Done. Let's just check what that looks like. Waiting. There you go, it fell down. It's like a football, now I can kind of kick it around. So what we're going to have is a whole bunch of these spawn in the scene, and they'll kind of interact with each other. We'll see more of that later. So yeah, we need this to be a prefab. We need it to be an object which you can spawn via a script, and it's super simple to do that. You'll notice that I've gone to this assets window here. All I do is just drag this down here, and this is now display coin prefab asset. So I have made my own prefab which I can use somewhere else, and that actually means that I can just destroy this from here. So it's no longer in the scene, but it is down here as a prefab that I can make anywhere I want to. Now I am going to make a spawner, a spawning object, a empty game object. Where shall I put it? I'm going to put it here, kind of up in the air and off a bit to one side. I'll rename it so that I can remember what it is later. It's my spawner. I should call it a coin spawner maybe. Spawner, that's good. And basically all that's going to do is spawn gold coins. So I need to add a component to it, which I'm going to call, it is a new script called coin spawner. Coin spawner. Good. Let's go and edit that script. Dum. Waiting. Edit script. What we're going to do is every tick, so on update, so 60 times a second, providing we've got a nice frame rate, it's going to spawn a new coin. So I had to go and look this up, of course. I have to look all these things up regularly, and I have some thing here that is relevant. It's, as is normal, it's not exactly what I want, but it's close to what I want, because it's what I was working with earlier. Instantiate means create an instance of, create a new thing, and we're going to instantiate a coin, which this function currently does not know what a coin is, but we'll worry that in a minute. And we're going to instantiate it at its current location. I'm going to take that away. That was just an extra thing. We might see that later if I get around to it. So we're going to instantiate a coin at the current transform position, and this is its rotation. Because it's a sphere, it doesn't really matter, but I don't know if we can get away with not having it there. Not too worried. So coin, it doesn't know what a coin is yet, so I'm going to put in here public game object, capital G I think, is it? Public game object coin. And if I save that and we go back into Unity, Unity will do its usual spinny wheel of thinking about what happened there. If we just look at what's happening here with this script as it refreshes, suddenly it's got a coin thing which says none game object. I can just grab this prefab that I made earlier. Oops, I shouldn't have clicked on it, should I? Spawner script. Grab my display coin and drag it onto there. So now coin in the script, that's his public game object coin, and when we instantiate we're going to make a whole bunch of these. Just for fun, let's see if that works, shall we? I think it might. We need to turn it off, of course, when we make it so it only happens when we win the game. Is anything happening yet? Oh, haha. Something is indeed happening. We are spawning many of these, 60 per second, so long as my 60 frames per second frame rate keeps up. Drop out of that. We don't want that to happen until we win. So what we're going to do is our spawner, we are going to deactivate it. Unticked, does not do anything, does not work, the script does not work. And in the script for the coin collector, if coin count equals 3, so I've collected all 3 coins, I need to set that thing to be active. Currently though, this script does not know about the spawner, so what I'm going to do is have another public game object so that it can know about the spawner. Public game object spawner, and save that. Oh, actually, while I'm here, I'll just set this spawner dot set active true. I had to look all of this up. You know, it took me a while to get all of this working before I did this video. Don't expect to just know this stuff. I googled many times. I don't know how many tabs I've currently got open to get to this point. You do need to kind of work things out for yourselves when you're working with Unity sometimes. Where was I? Control S, back to Unity. And what have we got? The FPS controller has got this script on it, which is the coin collector script. Now what I don't see is, oh, I got an error. It says semicolon expected. I make this error a lot. It meant semicolon. We don't have semicolons in Python. And I teach my other classes, I'm teaching Python at the moment, so I keep forgetting semicolons. Alright, so hopefully the semicolon expected will disappear and it will now refresh and say I've got a spawner, which it does not know what that is. So I'm going to drag my spawner onto it. I'm going to try again, drag my spawner onto it. Cool, so now this script knows about this spawner. This spawner is currently inactive, but when this script gets the coin count variable up to 3, it will set it to be active. What are the odds that works? Let's try it. Spawner. I don't see a rain of coins. 1 coin. Still no coins. 2 coin. Still no coins. And final one, 3 coins. Oh, suddenly I have many coins. I feel like I have won the game. I'm so proud of myself. And just for completeness, you saw earlier that I had a slightly different line for this instantiate coin, because this transform.position refers to the current position of this current object. This was the spawner object, the coin spawner. I seem to have called it here. But I didn't like the way it all seems to spawn. What is happening is the coins are all being spawned on top of each other, and physics engines hate it when 2 physics objects overlap, and then it kind of springs them apart. But it springs them apart in one plane, and I didn't like that. So I added this randomness aspect to it. So what this is doing, Control C, back into here, is adding a random 3-dimensional XYZ number on each time. So the transform.position, adding a transform.position plus this new vector 3, and the three numbers are a random in the range from -1 to 1, a random in the range from -1 to 1, a random in the range -1 to 1. So they're all pretty much in the same kind of place. Save that. Didn't need to do this. I thought it looked better though when I did it before. Hit play. Is it going to work? Wakey wakey. Unity is so slow to start sometimes, isn't it? So what have I got? No spawning objects at the moment. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that's kind of nice. Kind of like that. It's quite restrained compared to what it was before. I think I've got a relatively slow frame rate here, and this happens once per frame, so that's why we're not getting quite as many as we were before. When I notice that when I start moving, we get less because my frame rate has gone right down. Anyway, kind of fun times. That's that. So quite a lot involved in those scripts and getting everything in place to work, but doable, I feel.